Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, government urged to reconsider its decision to push through the LPG cylinder recirculation model without broader consultations with stakeholders. A sit-down strike of tanker drivers enters day 2. Meanwhile, National Petroleum Authority pledges to ensure oil marketing companies comply with pricing formula in effecting fuel price changes. And MTN's revenue growth from mobile money business suffers in first half of this year due to implementation of e-levy. Details coming up. My name is Daryl Kwao. Great to be with you this Tuesday morning. First up, the Institute for Energy Security has urged government to reconsider its decision to push through the liquefied petroleum gas cylinder recirculation model without broader consultations with the stakeholders, including the LPG Marketers Association. It says that decision has affected negatively the finances and operations of LPG marketers and retailers. The IAS also says consumption of LPG has gone down because of high prices. Meanwhile, tanker drivers embarked on a sit-down strike yesterday due to poor working conditions and the ban on new LPG outlets. Nana Mwesi VII is chief executive of the IES.
We understand government intention, that is to use the cylinder recirculation model policy to deal with safety-related issues and, more importantly, to make the product more accessible to consumers to drive up demand. However, the issue of accessibility has long been dealt with by the LPG marketers and retailers themselves because they are currently filling the bottles from their depots and moving them to the doors of consumers. In fact, experience have shown that consumers are rather price sensitive when it comes to the uptake of LPG. It means that as prices go up, the demand for the commodity drops. Engagement will be the key thing that government must consider and ensure that the LPG drivers go back to work and put the product on the market.
That was Nana Mwesi VII, Chief Executive Officer of the Institute for Energy Security. Now, the National Petroleum Authority has pledged to monitor the pumps to ensure fuel stations are complying with the pricing formula in effecting price changes. According to Head of Economic Regulation at the National Petroleum Authority, Abbas Ibrahim Tasunti, the authority will ensure all OMCs comply with the formula. He was speaking to Joy Business at the MPA Media Workshop on Fuel Pricing and Quality in Takoradi.
With regards to the level of reduction, also because we do regulated pricing, the percentage changes will vary from company to company. Remember that currently the price of fuel is not the same at for every oil marketing company, and therefore you cannot expect the same percentage change for every oil marketing company. So what we do as the regulator is that even because we expect the price reductions, we will allow the marketers to make their price changes, and as we do all the time, we will monitor and see whether they follow the pricing formula in changing their prices.
Abbas Ibrahim Tasunti, the head of economic regulation at the NPA. Let's take a look at the commodity market this morning. Crude oil has fallen to $99 a barrel this morning. Gold gained marginally to open trading at $1,773 an ounce. Cocoa is going for $2,339 a ton after going up by $16 from yesterday's trading. In other news, revenue growth from MTN's mobile money business was impacted negatively by the tax on electronic transactions. That's conclusion from the telecom giant's 2022 half-year financial statement. Here's George Jaffe with more.
The impact of the e-levy on MTN can be described as mixed. This is because despite the growth in revenue slowing because of the e-levy, other areas of its mobile money business managed to absorb the shocks. MTN in its financials noted that the slow growth in person-to-person transfer and the overall transactions slowed revenue growth to reach 899 million Ghana cedis ending June this year. But despite this challenge, the mobile money users on MTN went up by 11% to reach 11.7 million for the first 6 months of this year, as well as transaction volumes and the total amount of MTN's mobile money deposits lodged with commercial banks went up by 12% during the period under review. In terms of the other sectors, the half-year financials showed that MTN's profit after tax went up by 54% to reach 1.3 billion Ghana cedis for the first 6 months of this year. According to MTN, it paid 26% of its profits representing 1.4 billion Ghana cedis to government and other related agencies in direct and indirect taxes to the state. This might be the first official comment by MTN in terms of how the e-levy has impacted on its operations. But it was quick to add that it might be early days yet in terms of getting a better picture on how the tax has affected the mobile money business of MTN.
George Affe with that report. Digital marketing strategist Maximus Ametogo suggests there's no cause for worry in the decision by Vodafone Ghana to sell its stake to another operator, Telecel. According to him, customers must have confidence in the process based on previous transactions. Telecel announced a decision to purchase Vodafone PLC's stake in Vodafone Ghana. Mr. Metogo says subscribers' interests will be protected, but the new company will have to do more in order to stay in business. He spoke on the marketplace.
They shouldn't fear because from Ghana Telecom to Vodafone and the rest, there's migration. If there's no pull factor from the competitor in the market, I'm not sure they should be worried. It's also acquiring the Vodafone who should be concerned, because if they are not coming to maintain the status quo and improve it, they will lose a lot of customers.
Maximus Ametogo, the digital marketing strategist. Turning to other news, smallholder farmers have begun benefiting from the €9 million social change project aimed at reducing poverty in rural communities. The 5-year project by the EU is known as a civil society organizations in research innovation for sustainable development with support from the Ministry of Finance. Project lead Mary Tubin-Osei told Joy Business that some positive impact is being recorded in beneficiary regions even before the project ends.
Several jobs that have been created, in fact, thousands of jobs have been created by these 4 grant partners out there at the community level. Because if you look at the ginger and fish projects alone, about 200 very, very poor, the poorest of the poor, have been given land 1 acre each for the ginger to produce ginger. And they've been connected to market source. There's a processing facility for them to process, and they've been taken through entrepreneurial trainings and business management trainings. And there's also the farming bit for instance, what ActionAid is doing with local farmers, what they call the nutritional gardening. Many farmers are getting, many women who hitherto were not working have now gotten onto this and they're farming.
Mary Tubin-Osei is project lead for civil society organizations in research innovation for sustainable development. We have more time to add this one. In its quest to create an open and diverse digital environment in Africa, Ghana Unity DAO, in partnership with Harmony One, has organized a second edition of Web3 Conference in Accra. The aim of the 2-day conference was to highlight how millennials can harness opportunities. Del Titus Bewa is head of governor for Ghana Unity DAO.
I use the technology. I see the benefits. I see the areas that need to be improved. And it is faster, quicker, more radically transparent, right? And if we have a transparent society, things will just generally be better at scale. But more importantly for Africa, it is important that we create new industries. We cannot rely solely on the existing industries, although there is a place for them. We have to advance forward for us to be productive, for us to develop more prosperity, and for us to even grow our GDP. We need to find new industries to develop. And that's why, for me, Web3 is very important.
All right, that was head of governor for Ghana Unity DAO, Del Titus Bewa, ending the Joy Business Report. Before we go a look at the currency market, the cedi, the worst of the cedi continues selling this morning at 8 cedis 55 pesos to the dollar. The pound going for 10 cedis 28 pesos, and the euro selling at 8 cedis 60 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. Back to you, Winston.
Yes, Daryl. So the cedi against the dollar, and what we can do to arrest this is something we've been talking about since the 1960s and the 1950s. In fact, if you had to pick any economics book, or if you ask anyone who studied economics in Ghana, right from the 60s till now, the conversation will be the same.
Yeah, and you know that crude oil prices are going down.
Yeah.
But if the cedi is depreciating,
Exactly. So while the prices are going down, if the city keeps on depreciating, it means we will not feel the impact.
So
anyway, thank you very much, Darokwa, for joining us here with the Joy Business Report. But every business needs a growth strategy. What's yours and how are you driving it? Drive your team along and show them to drive growth. Get the group employee insurance package that is trusted for 177 years